Kids and cadets, welcome back to Tommy Time. We're looking at a double turd here. Mr. Snake's keeping an eye on things, making sure everything is copacetic. So earlier today, I was doing another video. Scrapper showed up with this double turd and also a Murray bicycle. So I kind of got excited. I like to get crap and see if I can rectify it. So I went to town on this right away. I dropped my other projects. So I'm showing you this a day later, but it's actually the same day, if that makes sense. So let me show you the this west port here. I put air in the tires, and that was a couple hours ago, and it's still holding air. This is a Murray, so I get that a lot. If I find them or I buy them from the scrapper, I end up putting air in the tires, and sometimes that's all they need, and just a little cleanup if they're rusty, and oil the chain as well. So did a video on this one, this Subaru powered Black Max. You may have already seen it, or you're going to see it soon. That was a co-worker found this on the side of the road. Not a bad looking machine. So you'll see what I discovered on that thing. Stay tuned for that one. So the Craftsman here had a big rubber plug in it. Somebody tried to patch it up here with some composite material. I just got rid of the tank. It had a ratty rat damage. Darn it, I didn't bring the rats out. This is the blade that came off of it. I spun the blade was bent. I was worried that the shaft was bent also, but I put another blade on. I believe this is a 22-inch cut, but I had a Stens 21 nearby, so I just threw that on, and the number for that, the Stens number 340-248, the AYP number is the 406712 or the 706. I can probably dig up the right size blade, but for starting it right now, I'm going to go with what I got. 21-inch blade on it. These older crafties were all 22s, I believe. So speaking of numbers, let me give you the rundown on this. It's the 12 Hilo 802 2639, excuse me, Bravo 1. The production date is the year 2000, 9th month, 28th day. The Craftsman number 917-387500, like it says up there. I gave 10 for this, and I gave 10 for the Westport bicycle. So what else can I say? There's a serial number, the 01161 Mike 031435. I'll jot that down below. So what else did I do? I disassembled this thing, washed it off with some Dollar Tree barbecue grill degreaser. I ended up painting it, painted the recoil. It's got a secondary tank on, like I mentioned. Original carburetor, I cleaned that out. It had a little bit of crud in it. The gas was not so shifty in it. If you can see, there's some dark material down there at the bottom that settled down. You see all that snot came out of the tank, so very contaminated fuel. I'm going to put the beauty ring back on and fuel it with fresh fuel. It's got oil in it. I haven't done anything to that yet. It's got enough to start. This back wheel is shot. I may have another high wheeler back there, a red Crafty that the deck shot. I ended up selling that twice, and it ended up keep coming back to me as trade-ins. So let's take care of this double turd once and for all. New gasket between the air filter backing plate and the carburetor, change that. The bowl gasket looked like it was soft and pliable. I didn't change the bowl gasket. Cleaned out the brass jet. So let's work on this thing. Today's beverage of choice is Virgil's pure cane sugar, no caffeine. Anybody that drinks two-fisted is an okay guy in my book. He kind of looks like me too. Virgil's out of Connecticut. Seems to be a happy guy. The kids are excited as well. That's quite a large mug of root beer. Okay, enough of that. Let's put this beauty ring on. Okay, I was going to bring out another air filter, and darn it, I didn't. This is the one that came out of it. I don't see that I have anything nearby, so I'm going to put this one back in just temporarily, so I'm not pulling out any sand into the unit. So Tommy time is lacking. I forgot the filter, and I usually have a couple fresh ones nearby, but I must have used that one already. So let me get busy with this and then fuel it, and let's see if my afternoon delight turned out acceptable. I'll be bummed if I dropped all those other jobs I was working on for this double turd, but I just had to plow through, see if this thing had any life left in it. Year 2000, crafty. Thing's been around 23 years. We'll see if they built them well back then. No stickers. I can run the number and see what this comes back as. It's probably a 675, I'm guessing. 6.75 quantum style. He doesn't have the right screw on either of these. They're aftermarket wood screw, and it looks like this here is a drywall screw. So okay, what I want to do is just remove this and see if this thing is priming. That's all I care about, is priming on these, because if they don't prime, they're not going to start. There's no raw fuel going into the intake. No funnel. Okay, I don't know where I got the tank, but probably stole it off another dead machine, and it's not leaking, thankfully. Don't see any weeping out of the tank, so that's always acceptable in Tommy Time's repair world. Okay, let's see what we got. Uh-oh. Oh, that's a bummer. We got no priming. Zippy dippy. Let me tighten these up. Maybe we got an air gap, because the air gets pushed behind that backing plate. Sometimes you have to double up those gaskets to get a good seal. Darn it, I hate that. 5/16. I don't want to torque it too much. Crap. Crapola. We don't have anything. Unless there's an issue with the primer bulb. It looked like it was in good shape. I don't see any tears in that. So what we're going to do is juice this thing. Happy juice it. I'm going to put the filter back on and then tug on it. Darn it. Okay, I gave it a triple shot of that stuff, and I'm going to seal this back up. Hopefully it starts and stays running. Okay, hope you can see what I can see. Let me remove the tape from the safety brake handle. That note was taped up there if I have to stop this thing in an emergency. I got to be able to let go of the safety bar. Okay. So the safety bar does not appear to, or the cable doesn't appear to be moving at all. Cable is shot, so that didn't really matter. I don't even know if this thing is gonna start. I think it will. I may have to ground out the plug. I think the linkage here is pushed forward, but let me doctor this thing up. I should have probably checked that ahead of time. Let me get a screwdriver ready in case I gotta kill this thing. Okay. Sorry, kids and cadets. Typical working on junk. Okay, I've got the linkage all the way forward. Let me pull on this thing. I felt something. Okay, so I just killed the coil there with the linkage. So it did start. After a while, the blade on it must be a high lift blade because it sandblasted the shit out of me. It knocked the two turds off, and Mr. Snake is dizzy. So it did start. It is still a double turd. They're all sandy, but they're back in place. So you can see what it did to my grass here. Total sandblast machine. Took a 1/4 inch of my topsoil here and blew it against my ankles. So at least the turd started. I didn't hear any banging, minimal smoke. That could be the paint burning off the regular Walmart gloss black paint. So what do you think for 10 bucks? Threw a blade on it, a Stens secondary tank. This thing here is jumping up and down. Not much of a trap door, and we got 2 cockeyed wheels here. And the cable is shot. I've got these in stock for the crafties. So this thing is probably rusted. I went ahead and disassembled it here so I could push the linkage forward to start, and then ground out the coil when it goes all the way back. That's the at-rest position there. It actually pulls it forward to start. There may even be a number on them. You'll see some white imprinted numbers on the cable. I don't happen to see it right now on this. If you wanted the real part number, or you can go to the your favorite search engine and put in the 917.387500, and you'll get some hits. It'll come back parts available, jack, small engine. There's a bunch of them. partsdirect.com. They're all good people with outstanding prices. So what do you think? Double turd, but I think it'll be a $100 machine once I rectify those known issues. Glad it started. Get the right size blade on it, do an oil change. I know it's got some rust through here, but that's what $100 will get you. And like I said, I think I got a red Crafty in my junk section with better wheels. I think it's just the wheel bearings are shot, so that's why it's giving this thing a wobbly wobble. 100 bucks. Somebody was asking me a few days ago about these older Crafties with the high wheels, and I said I hadn't seen one in a while. And lo and behold, one showed up today. Anyway, that's all I got for you. Appreciate you coming out. Kind of happy this thing started. It's getting late in the day. I won't finish up those other projects from earlier. I'll save those for another time, another day. So I'm going to have to go wash off my ankles. The mower really threw a bunch of dust and dirt at me. So as always, appreciate you coming out to Tommy Time. Thanks for checking out this 2000 model year Crafty high wheeler. Again, I'll give you the engine number. Get rid of some of this dust. It's the 12 Hilo 802-2639-Bravo 1. Built 9th month, 28th day of the year 2000. Thanks for coming out. Really appreciate my subscribers. If you happen to go out, please tip your waitress and wait staff. They really appreciate your generosity. They're really working hard, and they deserve a generous tip. Thanks, and come back and see me. Have a good day today.